Well, thank you so much, Stephanie, for inviting me to talk about one of my favorite things to talk about in the world, which is e-commerce. So today I'm going to talk about online visual merchandising and a little bit of social media as well. And my name is Taina Nuevo. I'm an e-commerce specialist and consultant at Not Just a Pretty Interface, which is my consulting business that I opened last April or May, I think May, right now when COVID started. And I'm here located in River Bourgeois in Cape Breton. So I'm going to give a little introduction of myself, and then we're going to talk about online visual merchandising, and then hop to, the do's and don'ts of social media and a little bit of scheduling, boosting posts, and all of that cool stuff. So as I said, my name is Taina Nuevo. It's really tricky to pronounce my name. So I always like to say it's China with a T. That's the correct way to pronounce it. But nowadays I look, if anyone says Tanya or Tina or Tina or I know it's me, so it's fine. So I have a background in fashion business. I graduated in 2008. And I did an MBA in e-commerce management and strategics into 2011. And in 2007, I landed my first job in e-commerce. And this is me here. I scooped and found this little picture. This is from 2007 or 8 at Plastic in Brazil. And that's my boss, Nina. And I was basically a 19-year-old girl looking for a part-time job while I was in university. And I really wanted to take an internship in fashion, but it was hard to get. So I just looked for a retail job instead, like everybody does. And I found this really cool shop. They sold miniatures and art toys, vinyl toys, like Kid Robot, Monkey King kind of things, like collectibles, really expensive collectibles, mind you. It was a really fun shop, but our hours weren't really connecting because I had night classes and they needed someone full time. And anyway, so Nina said, we just launched an e-commerce and we need someone to take care of it. And okay, it's minimum wage. It's not hard, it's not so hard. You just have to basically talk to the developer. And if you want to put a picture, or you have to go to the post office, like she didn't really know what it is. Like she knew she had an e-commerce and she needed someone to take care of it. And for minimum wage. And I'm like, okay, I think it doesn't sound that hard. I think I'll give it a shot. When I got there, we had a home page, we had a category page and a product page. And I'm like, but where's the shopping cart? Oh, we don't have a shopping cart yet. But where's the payment, the gateway? What are we getting their money? Oh, we don't know yet. Okay, so what's the package? Oh, yeah, I don't know, boxes. Everything was so primitive and not there. So I had to create everything in 3 months. And I used my own personal shopping experience. So every time I make a purchase, what kind of email do I get? What's the reaction I get from that shop? And when my payment is approved, what email do I get? When my order is shipped, what information do I get in my inbox, and so forth. So I was there for 2.5 years, and I discovered that I absolutely love e-commerce. Like there's no other way to describe it. I love this sales channel, and I think there's so much possibility. And what I like the most of it is the accessibility that we have. So we can buy anything. I can buy, shoes from Japan. I can buy food from Sweden. I can buy, oh my God, everything. It's just amazing. And now, especially living here in Cape Breton, where we lack all the, commodities and varieties. I think e-commerce is the way to, to discover new things, new cultures, and new interesting products. Anyway, so 2013, I opened my company, PhD Galleria, and this is me here, blue hair, and my business partner. And I closed it in 2018 when we moved to Canada, as I was chatting with Ashley before. I decided I couldn't have everything, so I made it an option to close it and focus on my family and start a new life here in Canada. And so PhD was a wearable art gallery where we had, we designed really basic style. So t-shirts, sweatshirts, swimsuits, tote bags, dresses. And we had around 250 artists that applied their artwork on it. And our business model was production on demand, meaning that we had production every day. So, you buy a t-shirt, I will ask to, I'll order it from my supplier. And everything was printed on demand as well. So I only had this in the inventory of blank t-shirts, but if you wanted that specific print, I'll have to order to print it out. And anyway, it was really fun. It was amazing. And it came to an end, and it's fine. It's all good. And in 2020, this year, I opened up just a pretty interface because I've noticed that, again, e-commerce is still very, very in the early stages here in Cape Breton. So, and I think I have to, with my skills, with my knowledge, I want to help out the merchants around here. So let's dig into online visual merchandising because we don't have much time. So online visual merchandising is basically how you are offer, what kind of navigation, what kind of branding, and how is your website usability for someone who is coming in. So think about the last time you went shopping, you went to Hudson's Bay or Walmart or any other department store or any other physical store for that matter. You get in and you know exactly where things are if you're a constant shopper, right? You go to Softmock, you know where the Birkenstocks are, you know where the Doc Martens are, you know where everything is, you know where the cashier is, you know your way around the store. You recognize you're in a Softmock store because of the colors, because of the music, because of the smell, because of the uniforms that they're using. And you trust because you know that brand, you know that they are not gonna scam you or spam you or anything. So these are the 4 elements of online visual merchandising, and that applies to a regular store, but when we talk about online we have other little details to think about. But today I'm going to talk about theme and customization using Shopify platform, category taxonomy, how to organize your categories in your page, a product page, and packaging. So before you start, I'm going to assume here that you already have your business plan all well defined. You have your inventory well defined. You know what you have. You know what you want to do, but you're still planning your online operation. So you don't have to be an expert. You don't have to be an IT genius to start your online store, as you guys noticed so far. So basically, I like to start making a list of all the functionalities and features that I need or that my client needs. So, for example, you offer custom embroidery on your products. Like you can put a little letter or something. So you want to offer that online as well. Okay, you write down, I want to offer custom embroidery, or you need to order for wholesale price because you sell to other shops. So you write that down. You need a bilingual website. You want to give reward points to your customers, or you're an illustrator and you want to offer products that you don't carry. Like you want to offer, mugs and greeting cards and t-shirts. So how you're going to do that if you were not willing to produce these actual products. So you're going to go to drop shipping, but we'll talk about that later. Or you need to sync your inventory with your physical store, which is actually a request that I had from a client from a consulting business. So you list everything down, and before you start researching and digging in your e-commerce. Have your branding or your style very well defined. And I know that Sean, I think I already talked to you guys about branding, and I know that Ashley has some really good insights on branding, so I'm not going to dig into this, but I'm going to leave a tip here. Always have a color palette with a hex number set aside. So have like a little, text to document with all those hex numbers, because it's easier when you're starting to customize your theme. You already know the code, the colors that you need. You're not lost in the process. And very important to stock your competitors and the shops that you love. So basically go shopping. So you like a store and you like how, you think it's pretty, you like how it looks like, you like the communications, but see if they are actually pretty in the, in the inside, in the back end. So, make a purchase, find something that it's on sale or something that you actually like, and go shopping. and analyze how was the navigation. Did your product arrive in time? How was the product packaged? Did you get any samples with it? Did you get any flyers, discounts? How many emails did you receive afterwards? Or how many emails did you receive in the purchasing process? And did they ask you for a review at the end? A couple days later, did they check you? Did they check in on you weeks after? Did they send you a follow-up email with, asking how was the product? If you have any questions or anything, or if you need an add-on, if you need something else. Are they spamming your inbox? Did you just sign up for the newsletter, or did you not? And if are they sending you like 3 emails a day, or what is going on? Did you get any points? Did they have a loyalty program? And what are their returns and exchange policies? And I left a link here. You guys are going to get this presentation later, so it's pretty good and full of useful links. I found this the other day. So Shopify Theme Detector is a website where you just put a URL of a store that you like, and it will find which theme that shop is using. So it's good when you're in the process of finding a theme for your shop. And research themes a lot. A theme from the Shopify theme store costs around $180 US. And that's not, so cheap, but I wouldn't buy I never buy anywhere else. I know there's a Theme Forest and other websites that sell themes for Shopify and a number of other platforms, but that costs much less. But I like to go to Shopify theme store because these themes are authenticated by Shopify, and the chances of these themes connecting and integrating to the apps that you use are much better. And it's so much easier to install once you're buying from Shopify. Always visit the stores that you're using, that you're researching that theme. So, they always have a demo, but the demo is too perfect. Stores are not going to be like that. So you actually go check out the reviews and go stalk those people, go stalk the stores and see how well they customize their theme. And, then let's see if you can get inspired and get some reference, and test a lot. You cannot make modifications to the code before you buy, but you have a page similar to this where you can, play around with the sections and the colors and the organization of it. So just play around, and always make sure, especially if you need an app for your business, say, for example, if you offer the custom t-shirts or the custom embroidery, Shopify is, by default, is not going to have that offer and that option. This functionality, but you can get an app. So if you really need to use this app, make sure that your theme is going to integrate well with this app that you use. And category taxonomy. So this is basically how you organize your products, and it's a headache. I gotta tell you, it's not something that you're gonna crack in 5 minutes. It's sometimes it's something you're gonna crack after a couple of years, because it's constantly evolving, and your business too is constantly evolving. You might add some new products, you might add some new categories, you might shift your business model. So this should be reviewed, I'd say a couple of times a year, like every 6 months. So if it's the first time that you're doing this, try to, set your product, take your inventory, put it on a table, your dining table, and analyze it and see what do they have in common in terms of use and color, material, line, type of product. And then you will organize this in a spreadsheet. I'll have an example on the next page. So level 0, I always consider the main menu, because your e-commerce can be just one of the links in our main menu, and you can have other links with other things to go, to connect there. So level 0 is the main menu. Level 1 is the department. So for example, jewelry. Level 2 is the category. As an example, necklace or bracelet or pendants. And level 3, the subcategory, is an optional level. Not all platforms have that, or not all themes can actually offer this this drop-down interface as well. And sometimes you don't need it. so it's pretty optional. And what's good about Shopify too is that you can organize your products with tags. So instead of having a subcategory, you can just, have multiple tags on your products, and, and then you can use it as filter it on the bar on the side. Filter using tags on the side there. So you're inside necklace and you want 18 karat gold, 24 karat gold, ethically sourced or on sale, things like that. Multiple categories. Offer if it makes sense to your store, and you're going to notice, like for example, sales and new items, bestsellers, or even curated categories like collections or gift ideas. You can select different products that don't necessarily have anything in common, but they have this little world in common that you created for this category. And also, if you're noticing a pattern on how your customers search for items, add something to include. Shopify has a feature where you can check how the search terms inside your store, and also Google Analytics. You can use that. Then you're going to have more insight on how people are searching and how you can organize. This is an example of website showroom taxonomy that I did for ethical swag. So yeah, as you can see, like level 0 is what we have in our main menu. So swag packs, new in, and then when you go to all swag, that's where all the products, all the swag that she has, that we have there, is there. So in apparel, I included men, women, kids and babies, headwear, socks, and shoelaces, because today everything is together. So I figured, okay, let's try to group these products all together. Anyway, this is just a little example, but you can organize, the best way for your business. The product page is, it's very delicate. It's a very important page in your e-commerce website. And product is the only thing that it's missing from the shopping experience. You have the branding, you have the storytelling, you have, even a person to help you out if you need, with a little checkbox or, phone, social media. But you don't have the product. You're not touching something. You're not feeling what it is. You're not trying it out. So it's no one else's but your job to make this product real, using the limited resources that you have, that are basically text, images, and video / audio. And I say that's your job. Like, I really like to make emphasis that it is your job. You own the shop. You're creating the store. So it is your job to make this work. And I say this again because I used to teach in Brazil a course called E-commerce for Fashion Professionals. And every time we had the products page class, they were always like, no, but teacher, seriously, do we really have to do this? They just thought it was overwhelming. And I said, yeah, because things are so out there in the internet. It's there, it's done, it's ready. But we don't think how this content was created. Someone actually, had the effort to go take the picture, write something. And anyway, things just don't show up as magic. So, put a lot of effort in your product page. I'm not going to go very deep into this, but I want to make sure that you guys are the product title has to be very clear, very unique, and with a macro description. I'm not saying that you should describe everything about this product in your title, but it has to have the macro key terms. So for example, you're selling this pen. You're not going to just say pen. You're going to say, oh, it's a bamboo pen, an ethical swag bamboo pen with black ink, something. This is a really bad example. It's not that, but yeah, because people are not going to, chances that they know your brand or your name are very little, unless, they already know you. But if they're looking for a pen, they're going to go to Google pen, and they're going to see pens everywhere, but if they're looking for something more specific, the chances are the chances that Google or Bing, any other search engine, platform will find your page, will find your product are much bigger if you have that description. And then when we talk about product description, we have two types, the romantic and the technical. The romantic, it's optional, but it adds to the branding. So, but you got to have, you know, that very clear in your mind what it is. So the romantic description can be fun, can be more elaborate, has a persona, and it explains the functionality, but in a more, you know, chill and romantic and fun way. The technical description is mandatory. Every product has to have this, either as a text or in bullet points. So what is that product for? Like, what's the use? Does it need other resources to be combined? Like, does it need batteries? Does it need, you know, anything else? Does it need a plug? What is it made of? Its size, its dimension, and the box dimension, the packaging dimension as well. How to care for it, what's in the box, features. What's in the box is really important, because sometimes you just see the picture, you know, and you believe that what you're going to get in your, you know, in your mailbox, what Canada Post is going to drop off in your doorstep is that. But sometimes it isn't. Sometimes, you know, it's a different color, or sometimes, you know, certain things in that picture are not included in the box, or sometimes there are more things in the box that aren't in the picture. So it's very good to specify everything that comes. Here's some examples of romantic description from, this is from ModCloth. Well, I'm not going to read the whole thing here, but you can see that just the first sentence, you pride yourself upon being a lady of style and sophistication. Like, bam, that's it. You know, this is for me. I'm a lady of style and sophistication. I need this dress. Anyway, the whole description is, it's really fun. It really, you know, shows who this brand and who the designer is. Nestigal has another description that is kind of technical. Like, it describes the product, but in a more, you know, laid back way. But it has all the information there. Instead of having, you know, saying that burgundy, you know, bullet point burgundy, mock neck, 5-foot closures, bell sleeves. No, it creates a whole paragraph, a whole environment with these characteristics. This is a company, a company, like, they look like $1 million company, but it's a mom and a daughter from Toronto, and they, if I recall correctly, they were doing something else. They just started the company. They were doing something else, and then COVID hit, and they pivoted to just making masks. And I absolutely love their masks. The material is amazing, so I'm a big fan. But anyway, as you can see here, they're just, you know, technically describing the product, and, you know, in both ways, in bullet points and in a more you know, elaborated way, but without the frills, without any more thing. It's really good. It's really straight to the point, and it's okay too. It's fine, you know, either way how you present it, but you have to be consistent with all the, you know, with all your communication and all the other products. Yeah, I know that you guys also, you know, had a class about pictures, product pictures, so I'm not going to dig in so much into this, but high quality images. Don't upload, of course, you're not going to upload like a, you know, 2 megabyte picture on your page, because it's going to slow it down. But make sure that the picture has, it's not, you know, pixelated, it's not grainy, it's clear, you don't have any smudges or anything weird in the background. And if you, and you know, I've been there. I've created, you know, my business, I've created e-commerces, and everything happens at the same time. So we're talking about planning and one step at a time and all, but we know that reality is not like that. It's a big mess. So you're probably are defining your inventory, your e-commerce operation, and also ordering materials and producing and taking care of your kids at the same time. So so before you dig into taking the product pictures, if you haven't done that already, if you wanted to find a style, you know, just copy some, you know, get some mock-up pictures from the internet, or some, you know, examples. If you want to test, like, oh, I only want white background pictures, or, oh, I want to mix with editorial pictures. So, you know, create some fake products just to test and see how it looks like, because if if the first thing you do is go and take your product pictures with your white background, and then you see, oh, and then you put it on your page, on your e-commerce, and you see, oh my God, but this is not, this is not looking how I intended. And you have to go and redo the pictures again. And, so it's always test. And then you define what you need to do, what you want to do, and then go and do it. Size table. So for clothing and accessories, but I think for all other product lines too, product categories, you have to explain how, what the dimension is, how do they fit, how, what's their size. You can't just say, oh, it's small, it's a large, it's a 38, it's a 36. Like, what the hell does that even mean today, right? We have, it's very known that, different brands have different sizing guides, or, you're sometimes a 36 in one brand and a 38 in another brand. And so you have to be very clear on how, how big this product is, and how it fits. Because if it doesn't fit, the person's gonna, is gonna send the product back and ask for a refund. And so, and you don't want that, right? You want that product to be where it is in your customer's wardrobe, or on your table, or, using it, not back in your inventory. So, make it clear how it fits. And reviews on page. Reviews help conversion a lot. So always incentivize reviews, purchase those reviews from clients, give them points, give them 10% off on their next order, or, points is the best way to do it. Like, here's 10 points for every approved review that you publish, that you write. And if you get a 1-star review, 2-star reviews, like, don't delete them. Like, learn from it, understand what it is. And also people, oh, sorry, I'm a little cold. People are gonna trust more your website and your product, your store, if they see that, reviews, if, because they're seeing honest reviews. If someone goes and has the trouble to write a 1-star review, like, and explain why they're giving a 1-star, like, and you address, oh, the size wasn't clear, or the fabric ripped on the first day, and you're going to address, okay, so please, I'm going to contact you, and we're going to, issue a refund, or let's say what we're going to do about this, we're going to give you another one. Anyway, always address these issues, and leave the 1-star review there. Don't delete. Don't go that way. Okay, alternative texts. So this is more about, this is not just about accessibility. I don't know if you guys are going to talk about accessibility in this course, but it's something that it's not really out there, and it's good for 2 reasons. Not everybody can see or hear. Okay, we have, people with disabilities that are still customers. You're still engaged in, in e-commerce and the internet, but not everybody is helping them navigate. So alt text is a good way to help people with disabilities to see the image. And it's really simple. So this is Shopify, right? So you click on the product, and this page will appear, this black screen here, where you type alt text. And here's a little description of what it is. This is just an example product of Nikkei, but so you click on alt text, and you're going to type here. So it's a description of this product, what it is, the name, the fabric, and then you save it. So this is good for people with disabilities, as I said. So their computer, their browser is going to read what's in the picture. So this is, so they're going to read this text. And also for search engine optimization for Google. Like, Google is also going to read this text, and this is good for you, because your picture is going to, show up in a Google image result, and in the basic results page as well. And packaging. Packaging is the first tangible contact between the customer and your shop. It has the power to protect. It offers protection to the product, and it's a very great channel to for marketing. It gives you marketing opportunities, so you can explore olfactory marketing, and this is really crucial. Okay, again, I'm from Brazil. We love perfumes down there. We love fragrances. So everything in all the stores in Brazil have really strong fragrance. So, you know, if you're walking on the street and you smell something, you know, that's Calvin Klein jeans right at the corner, or, and everybody I had a signature fragrance at my shop, and everybody loved it. Like they knew exactly that they were at PhD Galleria when they smelled it. So, and I used to spray my little spray perfume thing on my products before packaging and shipping it. So when they open, the smell was there and they feel connected. We can also add cards, discount coupons. You can make partnerships with other creators and offer, the cross marketing. So you have, a friend who, produces something else, and she can, put a little card with with her website and a discount code, and then your customer who bought it will also be impacted by her material and all. You can offer samples if that's the thing that you do. If you're selling tea, for example, or cookies or things like that, you can have like just give a little sample. And sample is key, like especially in the beauty industry, and fragrance industry, perfumes, samples are, it leads to sale. So it's really good. And why would it be different in our smaller craft industry as well? So things to consider when you're planning your packaging. Sustainability, that's number one, especially nowadays. We're all, talking about like how to repurpose material. I saw Josie's video of her. I love that video, Josie. It was hilarious. You're so funny. But, Josie looking and finding trash where it shouldn't be trash. And so sustainability is a big issue. Like where is your product, where's your packaging going at the end? Is it going to be recycled? Is it recycled? Is it compostable? Can be reused? What's the deal? And people are more and more worried about this issue. Quality. So if you're selling ceramics or glass or something, heavy and breakable, you can't, buy a inferior quality cardboard box, for example. You need something thick. You need something that will carry without breaking your product. Minimum order quantity. Okay, so you're a small creator, and you can't afford, or you don't need 5,000 boxes or 1,000 boxes, whatever the minimum is for Uline, for example. And so you're gonna check on your suppliers and see who can offer a smaller minimum order quantity without breaking your bank. And maybe check with other creators and see who else needs the same type of packaging, so you guys can buy together and to meet that minimum order. Customization is it goes hand in hand with minimum order quantity. So normally, if you need a customized packaging, you're going to have to order a large minimum quantity. Sizes. So go back to your products and see what kind of size, what sizes of packaging do you need, and if you can store it. I remember at PhD Galleria we had I initially bought cardboard boxes, but it was a cardboard vinyl boxes or boxes for books. Anyway, they were beautiful, and we also bought pizza boxes to ship. So we planned our t-shirts to be folded in a square shape, and we had we call it sol in Portuguese, like a little cardboard paper that we put in the middle of the t-shirt, and we folded so we knew it was square and hard. And anyway, but it was beautiful. The packaging was amazing, people loved it. But to store those 300 boxes or whatever 100 boxes we had, it was a pain in the ass. It was horrible. They were all over the place, all over my house, all over my shop. It was, anyway, when we finished, when we didn't have any more boxes, then we went to envelopes, just plastic envelopes. We couldn't find recyclable or compostable envelopes, but it was easier. They would just put in a little box. They were smaller and compact. It wasn't, so pretty, but that's what we needed. Anyway, and also consider if can you reuse packaging, or or can the person reuse that packaging? So I've seen a creator on Instagram called Monarch Vintage 58. She's from Halifax, and she sells I know, vintage products. She, you know, from yard sales, and anyway, she does a really nice job curating. And she did a whole, and she doesn't have any e-commerce. Like Instagram is her e-commerce. And she said she made a whole thread on stories explaining that why her packaging was ugly. Like it was horrendous, but she repurposed everything, like shoe boxes, you know, from her neighbors. Like she would, you know, newspaper, everything to keep that product safe. And she sells, you know, breakables like ceramics and sculptures and whatever breakable vintage things, glass. And so, but she said, no, I'm taking this approach because Jesus Christ, it's, you know, I can't afford this for my business. As a part-time thing. And why, like, even if I can afford, I'm going to have to put the cost, transfer the cost to you customers. So I'm just going to repurpose as much as I can. And that's why my packages are ugly, and it's fine. Doesn't matter. Here's some examples of packaging. This is a really interesting story. So Netaporte in 2008, when that big depression came in here in North America, and when this all hit, it became ugly to spend, to show people that you're spending money. So Netaporte, which is a luxury high-end fashion website, e-commerce. They, this is here on the side here, this is their basic box, shipping box. So, it's all, black laces, it's all very beautiful. But now they're offering a basic packaging, like, with no, just sample tissue paper, a cardboard box, no labels. They also have wedding packages and a signature packaging. So if you don't want your neighbors to see that you're swimming in cash. If you want a more discreet packaging, then you can select that from Netaporte. But this is good too for sex shops or erotic shops, for example, or other products that can be seen, can be perceived as, people can just look a little, what is that? Anyway, so they always offer, a very simple, basic, standard craft box without, you're not going to say like here, erotic shop all over, So, yeah. So anyway, it's an option. But anyway, here's another cool example. Mr. Porte, which is the male version of Netaporte, they actually print out your last name in a sticker. So this is Mr. Kamaris, I don't know. But it's a really nice touch. It's very personal. This is, an ugly packaging example from Brazil. And this is another example, just a card with a sticker and the signature of the founders. Obviously, they didn't go and write in every signature, but they scanned their signature and put it on the packaging and the little green card here. So that's a nice touch, especially for a creator, an artisan who is also so personal, right? The experience is so personal. I think it's a nice touch. Here's some more personal examples. This is a packaging from my store, PhD Galleria. So this was put inside a plastic envelope, and this paper here is the only garbage or the only residue from dye sublimation. If you guys are familiar with it. So anyway, instead of throwing this away and recycling as our supplier would do, they would send us, and we used this for packaging. And people thought it was amazing. It was great. Like they just loved, because it was different colors, different prints. This is a package that I got from Lemon Lily, which is a tea company. I think also from Toronto or somewhere in Ontario. And it was just the most beautiful thing. So I bought, I think, 5 types of teas and this little candle holder teacup. And they gave me a free honey and this beautiful card, handwritten, and the card, like you open, it was like a big teapot. I think I spent, I spent $60. It was a lot. It was too much. So for less than $60, they gave me this whole fucking experience that I had to take a picture and I have to come and share with you guys and post it on social media because it was just so beautiful. And this sticker here came in my Skull Candy order. So yeah, it wasn't, you know, I just bought a headphone and the sticker came. So this is an organization called Po Canada, Protect Our Winters. And anyway, so in the back, there's an explanation, you know, there's the website and you can check it out and, you know, help their cause. And so that's a good thing to do. If you believe in a cause, you can, you know, add some flyers and put some information in your packaging if it's something that you know, you really, you know, defend and you collaborate. And anyway, it's an idea. Just here are some reference books for you guys to check it out later. Oh, really good. I strongly suggest Boohoo. It's I'm crazy about biographies, especially internet biographies, and Boohoo is the .com story from concept to catastrophe. It's just amazing. It's the story of this website, this fashion website called Boohoo that launched in 1998, and it burned like millions and millions and millions of dollars. And it was, you know, and they basically wanted to offer everything we have today, like, you know, unlimited brands, products, and 3D, you know, images of products. And but that was 1998, where nobody had the bandwidth or the, you know, or the technology for that. Anyway, it's a good book. So you know, this is more technical details on Facebook and Instagram, so I'm not going to go so deep here, but you guys can read this later. But basically, Facebook, what it's for, it's the place where you connect, you communicate, and it's your go-to place to find practical solutions. So, you know, it's where Yellow Pages meet newspapers, your mom's recommendations in an early 20th century coffee shop. Like everything is happening there. Yeah, I put an early 20th century coffee shop because that's where the people met. That's where things happen. That's where the gossip happened, where business was made. And so this is Facebook. So, you know, basically you have to be there. You have to be heard, have a presence. Obviously have a business fan page, not a profile. And yeah, and plan ahead, create your own social media calendar. So I recommend Google Calendar because it's always online and you can share with other people if you have to. But my go-to, if I'm working by myself and I don't have to share with anyone, is just a simple paper calendar that I just write down. For me, pen and paper is the best thing. Pencil and paper. It's old school. I like old school. Groups versus pages. So this is a good example here from the Brock Society in Port Hawkesbury. They have their Facebook page, the regular page, where they talk about all their services, you know, all the events and things that are happening at the Brock Society. And they have a group especially for the auction. So they have a store. I highly recommend you guys checking it out if you haven't yet. And so they have auctions that only happens here. So they don't publish the auctions yet. They have like around 2,000 people in this auction group, and it's just for auction. And it's a great use of their tools. So groups, you're gonna have a smaller audience but a higher engagement. So you're not gonna have, you know, 5,000 people. You might have 500 or 1,000, but you know, they're there because they want to. They're not there because they made you a favor by liking your page, you know, and then unfollowing, like, you know, we do that all the time. And so they're there because they're interested in your content. And you don't have to have your business name on the group. Like, you know what I mean? You can have, if you're a painter, you want to, and you're also a teacher, for example, and you like to talk and to share painting techniques or materials or whatever tips, you can have a group, you know, tips and tricks for painters, for example. And then in the page, then you describe that is your business, you know, is that you as an artist or you as a business person who is managing this group, and what's the objective? I don't know. That's a good way to use it. And pages, on the other hand, it has a higher audience and a less engagement for, you know, because of the algorithm that we already talked about. And also, one doesn't substitute the other. Pages, as I said, is, you know, Facebook is where you're going to go and check where you're going to check the address. You're going to check if that place is open or not, the menu, you know, even their shop, their phone, website, you know, because users use it just like Google. Anyway, Facebook shop, like you guys already discussed it. So basically a little very simple shop interface where you click and you're redirected to their e-commerce site. Uh, Facebook do's. Ask for permission to repost pictures from customers. Uh, Basically, my whole feed from PhD Galleria was because I had on demand. I didn't have collection, so we never, took pictures with people. Like the pictures that we got from our customers were so great. We said, you know what, we're going to stick, and they were constant. It was every day. So we decided we're going to stick to this. But we always asked, oh, can I share it? And they loved it, especially if there's people in the picture and kids. If there are kids in the picture, like I don't even, I personally don't even ask. Like I don't like sharing pictures of young people, especially, kids, but always ask for permission. Have your logo as a profile picture. I've seen so many businesses, even like big supermarkets here in Cape Breton, that has whatever as a profile picture, but they don't have their logo. And and internet is all about visuals, all about imagery. So if I don't see your logo there, your picture, like I don't know how you look like, and you know what I mean. So always have your logo, because that's where that's you, that's your business. Yeah, have your business info updated. Oh, be positive. Even posts with a negative vibe should end with a hopeful message. Like we don't like negative Nancy's, right? Like the world is already complicated. It's already, bad vibes everywhere. So we have to keep our spirits up and lifted. And anyway, so I like to, even if you have to post about something, that wasn't good, I don't know, it'd be a theft at your shop, or, or Canada Post did something that, you lost your order or whatever. Try to end that as, in the positive, like, oh, I'm good. I'm going through this. Like it's fine. Ended on a positive note, basically. What else? Oh, don't post screenshots of photos. Like I've seen this so many times, business doing it. It's the craziest thing. And, screenshots where you see, Verizon or Public Mobile or whatever, TELUS and the time. And even if you screenshot and then cut the picture, it loses resolution. So at the end, it's a tiny picture. And I understand why people do this, because they don't want to go through the whole image gallery. So I would, take a step back and reorganize your gallery, or use the favorites button so you can reach that picture faster on your phone. But don't screenshot anything. Don't use professional account for personal. Oh yeah, like if don't post your your day at the beach, or overshare personal things on your business page. And I know that as an artisan, or a craft, a small business owner, like your life is almost the same, right? You're one person, you're the business and the person. But so you got to have a limit. You can talk about your kids, you can talk about your dog, you can show, it's fine, but it has to have a context. And yeah, I don't like just go, oh, look at me at the beach. Like unless there is a purpose to this post, business related, then do it, or else don't. What else here? Oh, don't delete reviews and bad comments. Reply to all of them, and and make sure that thing is solved. And because people, even like if it doesn't solve like right there, but in the future, if I go and look up your store or your Facebook page or whatever, I'm gonna see that bad review and you didn't do anything about it. I'm gonna, what am I gonna think? That you don't care, that you don't read, you don't pay attention, you're not present. So always reply and don't delete negative reviews, because that can backlash at you. Okay, Instagram. It's basically this. It's really similar to Facebook, but I want to stress this: community versus competition. I'm seeing a lot in Instagram, those small businesses with that has they're selling unique products and vintage products on their feed, and not really have an e-commerce. I've talked to some of these girls, and it's more about the community around them than actual competition. They don't compete among each other, against each other. They even support each other. Like, oh, look what this girl has. Look at her listing. Look at this beautiful 1980s sculpture that she has. So they're always, sharing each other's posts and stories, and more about building a community than competing. What else? oh, here's some examples of, because Instagram now, there are, 4 different channels inside Instagram. So you have the feed, the reels, the stories, and the Instagram TV. So the Instagram feed, it's something you can plan it or not. It's up to you. Here are 2 examples of planned feeds. So this first girl here, Holler Vintage, she's Holy Holler Vintage, sorry I wrote it wrong, but I think the link is right. She sells, vintage products, creative vintage products, but she uses always the same filter. She always has the same color palette. So it's, there's a consistency here. This is a friend of mine, Jessica. She has she's a jewelry designer, and this is how she organizes her feed. So it's almost like a portfolio. It's gorgeous. Instagram stories, you can, you have more space for spontaneity, but you can also plan, and there's several apps for your phone that can help you, plan and create little templates and stuff. So that's pretty good too. I like to have like exclusive content for stories, because then I think stories, I don't think like it, you have, I've read that stories have a higher reach, like more people are going to see the stories, and they're more engaging as well. They feel more real, more, personal, I think. Instagram TV will allow you to post longer videos and do live videos, and you can, it's like a YouTube, so you're going to have all your videos in this little channel, and you can upload through the app or through a computer browser. So, which is amazing, because, being on your phone and typing all the time, it can be complicated, especially for your wrist. And I have a lot of wrist problems on my right hand, especially for phones and stuff, and in mouse. And anyway, Instagram Reels. So that's Instagram's response to TikToks. So it works just like TikTok. Even the navigation, vertical is the same. It's 15 seconds videos that you can edit directly in the app. You plan that content ahead. And it's good to, showcase your creative work, recipes, do it yourself, and, or other funny videos. This second here is really funny. Like the guy has this, beautiful vase going and creating, and then it just falls. It's like, whatever, it happens. And the Instagram shop, as, Sean already mentioned, you connect everything so you can shop directly from Instagram, and we'll direct it to your e-commerce. What else here? Some do's and don'ts. Yeah, and Ashley has has some great content for do's and don'ts. So I'm going to leave this part to her. But what the bottom line is, be true to yourself. Like if you don't think something is appropriate, or you don't believe in it, or don't do it. Do or don't do it. But be true. Don't go against yourself what you're not comfortable with. Just for the gram. What else here? Yeah, don't judge, shame, or spread hate. Like this is a social media, just like any others, and brands are also being, stalked and observed closely. And don't post flyers or banners with a shit ton of text. Like that's not cool. That's not, it's not engaging. People are not going to read it, and because the letters are going to be so small, the details are going to be so small. So have the information, on the text, and use another image to publish your content. And this is a Instagram maybe. This is something open for discussion too. Now we have all these movements, all these hashtags and movements going on, and people are demanding brands' perspective. What's your point of view? What is H&M doing? What is Gucci doing? What is any other big companies doing? So they have to be transparent. When the Black Lives Matter movement started, like on social media, when they were more present on social media, I think it was the first week, brands were like, okay, we're not going to post anything this week so we can leave room for this debate, for this discussion, and for what really matters. So they kept on even sharing links of organizations that were supporting the cause, and many others. So it's a maybe. It's up for discussion. We can talk about this. What do you guys think or not? But again, be consistent and be true to yourself, and don't do it for the hype. If you're not comfortable taking a position, taking a stand, it's fine. But make it clear to yourself why you're doing this. And a really good reminder, all your contacts, all the work you're doing on Facebook and Instagram and all the other social medias, you know, those followers are not yours. They're Zuckerberg's, they're Uncle Zuck's followers. Okay, so how you're going to get these people to yourself, you know, create this asset, the mailing list. This is an asset. This is a priceless asset. So you know, think about how you're going to grab these people's emails and create your own mailing list, your own base that you can work if you're not in Instagram anymore, or you know, if we move on to another social media in the future, how you're going to keep on having these people with you. Yeah, well, Sean also said about these things, but he didn't mention the Facebook Creator Studio, which is a new tool and it's free, but it only works for Instagram and Facebook, of course. But for, you know, the others, I highly recommend Hootsuite, and Postcrown is fine. It's cheap. It's like $8 a month for a single, for individual, but I used it before and I think it's so buggy. And the best time to post, it varies a lot. Here's a link for how COVID has changed social media engagement. And it analyzes, you know, the new hours, the new engagement hours, which, you know, here you can see two little examples. But, you know, there are more people that know, you know, they're experts in this more than me. You guys can read. This is the Creator Studio, really simple, really easy, you know, to schedule. So if you're just using these two platforms, you don't need to pay a tool for that. And post scheduling, don't schedule too much in advance. I'm gonna leave you an example here. I couldn't find my screenshot, and I think I was so disgusted and horrified that I just ran away from the screen when that shooting in Porta Peak happened. I think it was a couple of days later, the next day, or anyway, was around there. There was a sponsored ad on Facebook of, I don't know, a t-shirt company, maybe, whatever. But the illustration was a cop car on fire, and a cop like next to it, like saying something like very cynic, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, like this is not pretty. I don't want to see a cop car on fire like this. You know, it was too recent. We were shocked. We were still, you know, living it and experiencing all that horrible thing that happened in Nova Scotia. So anyway, I don't know if the company was from Nova Scotia or what the hell was that, but you know, like maybe next time you know, remove Nova Scotia from your ad audience planning. You know, don't show a cop car on fire when something like this goes. But maybe they didn't know, or maybe they scheduled this way before, and when it happened, you know, it happened, and how could they know? Anyway, so, you know, because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, and things just, you know, cultural things, they change a lot. Like, so you don't know if, you know, something that you post today can be offensive tomorrow. From boosting posts, it's, yeah, we're gonna talk more about this later too, but basically, what I have to leave here with you guys is I've seen friends go into massive credit card debts because they fucked up how they scheduled their posts. So instead of putting like, $1,000 for the whole budget, it was like $1,000 a day. So yeah, their posts were, you know, the results were great and all, but then at the end of the month, they're like, why have a $25,000 credit card bill here? Because they didn't set up properly. Yeah, so here's some prints on how to boost a post and schedule an ad. Here's some links for you guys to read later. They're really interesting, especially this one, 7 things for every designer needs to know about accessibility, especially when you're designing or customizing your template. Well, I'll leave my details here and I'll put it in the chat as well. And yeah, thank you so much.